Hello everyone, I am Susie.
I am Lucy.
Today we will take you to the Kids Castle. There are many good stories and lots of fun toys in the Kids Castle. Let's go together. Hooray! Hi my friends, today I am going to read this book to you. And now let's get started. Just seek Georgia Gilmore and Montgomery must boycott. Georgia was cooking when she heard the news. Miss Rosa Parks had been arrested pulling right off a city bus and thrown into jail because she wouldn't let a white man take her seat. That was no surprise to Georgia. She had lived her whole life here in Montgomery, Alabama, and she knew there was no just grounds segregation. Segregation was a long, hot summer dragging wishful children passing the shady park with the whites-only sign. It was the pale pink hands of waitress serving white business their lunch as it wasn't George in the kitchen cooking up in Montgomery's best meatloaf and her favorite sweet potato pie. And the city buses, standing on her aching feet all the way home after a long day's work, rows and rows of seats up front left empty just in case a white person got on. But Georgia didn't ride buses anymore. Not since that day, the driver shouted at her to get off the bus and go back the door after she already paid her 10-cent fare. Before she could get on again, he slammed the door shut and drove off. More than a month had passed, and Georgia hadn't stepped onto a city bus. Walking home was even harder on her feet than standing, but she would not give that bus another company another dime. Come Monday, she would not have to walk alone. To protest off Miss Parks, the radio was urging everyone to stay off city buses for one day. December 5th, 1955, a boycott. Something was cooking in Montgomery, and not just Georgia's black-eyed peas. Monday morning turned out cold and gray, fixing to rain. A hard day and as folks to walk. But as the empty buses started rolling by, George could see that it would be a fine day after all. A fine, cold, rainy day indeed. That evening, Georgia headed over to a meeting at the Whole Street Baptist Church. Seemed like all Montgomery was there, up and downstairs, spilling out into the street for blocks around. Mrs. Parks herself could barely manage to squeeze through the crowd. A young minister named Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stood up to speak. George knew him. He lived on South Jackson Street, a short walk from her house on the Boycott. When he had special company, he'd hire George to fry up a batch of crispy chicken for his guests. Tonight, Dr. King wasn't talking about the chicken. He was talking about justice. He said, "My friends, there comes a time when people get tired of being trampled over by the iron feet of obstruction." He said, "The great glory of American democracy is the right to protest for right. He said, "We are determined here in Montgomery to work fight until justice runs down like water and right illness like a mighty stream." Everyone agreed. The boycott must go on. Walking with the others now walking to make a change, George hardly even felt her tired feet. Still, many people couldn't get to work or school without the bus. Cars owner of Word of Lights, but who wouldn't pay for all that gasoline? Georgia and her friends piled their money 50 cents from one, a quarter another. It wouldn't buy a lot of gas, but if Georgia used to buy chicken, she could whip up some mouth-watering sandwiches to sell at the next Monday meet at the church. It turned out that Dr. King was not the only one who couldn't resist Georgia's crispy chicken. As fast as Georgia's basket emptied out, she collected plate filled up. Sandwiches were just the start. Georgia moved on to dinners and then cakes and pies. Soon she was selling them all over the town. Georgia knew that many people wanted to help out, but they're scared. They could be threatened by their neighborhoods, fired from their jobs, or worse. So Georgia called her friends the club from nowhere. She kept their help a secret. Nobody would know who slipped her a few dollars or dropped off a chocolate cake. Monday evening at the church, grim-faced policemen sat up front taking down names. Georgia didn't pay them any mind. Shouts and stomps shook at the pills as she presented all the money she had raised from nowhere. The empty buses made city officials hotter than Georgia's collard greens with pepper sauce, but they didn't lose those bus fares, but they didn't want to change. They sent out police to take anyone who gave boycotters a lift. People were arrested just for standing on the corner waiting for a ride. Georgia made more pound cakes and banana puddings to help pay their fines. In February, they arrested Dr. King. He was against the law, they said, to organize a boycott that had no just cause. No just cause. Georgia couldn't fight this battle from her kitchen, so she put on her Sunday suit and went down to the courthouse for trial. Georgia told the judge about the bus driver who took her dime and then drove off. What kind of way that was a treat to paying customer. Bus rates might look different, Georgia pointed out, but everyone's money was the same. Georgia's testimony didn't save Dr. King from an unfair verdict. Guilty, but the journalist who packed her room took her words and other details of the trial. The world suddenly, everyone was talking about the struggle for justice in Montgomery. Everyone knew the name of Dr. Martin Luther King. In Georgia, after she quoted in the papers, she was fired from her job. Dr. King encouraged Georgia to start working for herself, selling lunches out of her own kitchen in Dorate Street. He even gave her money to buy pots and pans. At George's place, everyone crowded happily around her table and squeezed side by side onto a couch. If they couldn't find a seat while even standing up, the people found the spare ribs and the stuffed bell peppers tastes just as good. Georgia wasn't just a place for eating food. It was a place to meet and talk and plan. Spring had come, but still the city officials wouldn't budge. Fortified by George's sweet potato pie, the boycotters were determined to stay off the bus. And summer heat up, flying the sidewalks like a pork chop sizing in one of George's pants. Boycotts trudged on, far past with the cold morning and the comfort of hot rolls from Georgia's oven. The boycotts plodded on. Georgia was cooking when she heard the news. The Supreme Court of the United States had ruled that separate buses were unconstitutional. On December 20, 1956, Montgomery was ordered to degrade its buses. From now on, all the riders could sit anywhere they liked. After more than a year, the boycotters had won. Now some folks in Montgomery say that they never tasted anything like Georgia's chicken. Some declared there could be nothing more delicious than her pie. But that night, they taste just it, and nothing else Georgia cooked up would ever to taste so sweet. You cannot be afraid if you want to accomplish anything. You have to got the will, the spirit, and above all, you got to have the guts up. Georgia Gilmore. We finish our books. I'll see you next time. Bye.
So that's all for today. If you had nice stories or fun toys, remember to write to Susie and Lucy. We will share it with every kid in the first place. If you like our channel, remember to click on the subscription below. Susie and Lucy are waiting for you here. See you soon!